Hi, besties, and welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens.
A show where we talk about all things drag because we're semi-qualified to speak on it.
I'm Juicebox.
And I'm Cynthia Kiss.
And welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens, Season 1 Rewind.
Okay, is this not the coolest thing ever?
This is really fun.
Oh my God. We've decided after 100 episodes, a Canadian Podcast Award later, we are going visual.
Yes. So we have, we're right in the middle of our tour right now.
Yes.
And we are in the same, I almost said continent.
Does it feel like we're that far away
It feels
sometimes?
like we're that far away, but we're finally in the same province. So
yes.
We have Jimmy rigged my entire basement into a studio, and we're recording season 1.
I'm living the fantasy in Juice's house right now. Mm-hmm. Squatters' rights. I've moved in.
Yeah. At one point I went to her, I was just like, hey, can I borrow some shaving cream? She goes, yeah, it's just in my bathroom. And I went, oh, my bathroom.
Oh, your bathroom.
Yeah, my bathroom. Okay, great.
No, you are the best host.
Thank you.
On top of chef, we had shepherd's pie last night. 10 out of 10.
Thank you very much.
I didn't think it needed ketchup.
I liked a little ketchup on it.
You said that little splash of ketchup took it there for you.
But you said you don't like ketchup.
No,
I like a little of ketchup sometimes. It's like normally I'm not like into it, but then like last night I was just like, I'm just gonna try a little splash of ketchup, and it made a night and day difference.
Honey, it didn't need it.
It was a bit of vinegar and the bit of sweetness. I was just like, oh my God, that's great.
This is so much fun. Okay, so we have to talk about it. We're gonna do a Canada's Drag Race Rewind.
Yes.
We're in between seasons of CDR.
Yes.
We're the unofficial, the semi-qualified CDR girls.
We're the CDR girls.
This is proof of concept.
Yeah. So we've done season 3. We've done season 4, which was incredible. And so we thought we have to do season 1 and we have to do season 2.
Yeah.
So this season we are going to be going back. We are going to be talking about season 1 of Canada's Drag Race.
Yes.
Famously, I was there for one entire episode. Very exciting. And if you are watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this on TikTok, or if you're watching this on our Patreon,
no matter the continent
that you're on, you will see that I am wearing my promo look, and Cynthia has a version of my entrance look. She is wearing my original wings that I wore to walk in, but the outfit I would not allow her to wear because I just couldn't watch her look better than me in that outfit. I refuse.
You were mad that it fits.
I was mad. I was really mad.
It's me and not you.
I was really mad.
She was looking at me as she's zipping it up, and she's like, "You bitch!"
It's like it zipped right up. It just went zoop. Right onto your body.
Totally. And the abs right now, because I'm on tour.
I was furious.
It's giving Tate McRae.
I was really mad.
I would want myself.
There was a moment where
no copyright.
There was a moment where you were about to put the thong on, and I went, actually, you don't need to.
Literally, she didn't want me to. She's like, I think we got enough.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I think we're good.
I think you look great. Yeah.
You also thought I was going to buy the wings from you. So when I pulled them out of the depths of your closet, you were just like, no.
Yeah, no.
No. And I was like, no, I don't mean to, I'm not going to mop them. But what if I put them on?
I didn't think you wanted to buy. I think you were trying to get me to wear them.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I do not want to wear those. They're quite a lot, but they look great on you.
I am living my fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
When you went in, okay, should we talk about? I just when should we kick off the review of the?
Well, I feel like we should talk about,
because I want to ask you so many questions, because obviously this is Juice's big episode.
It was my episode, my only episode, my big
episode.
single episode. So why don't we just let's dive right into episode 1.
Okay.
So it starts off with, we got that big intro about this is the big new thing.
Yep.
And keep in mind, this was in 2020. So we had only had Thailand. We had just finished season 1 of UK, and Canada was the next one. So this was like a big deal to have another Drag Race come on.
Absolutely.
So it very much has that big sense of grandeur of the opening, and then we get to see the set for the first time, and it's basically like the regular RuPaul's Drag Race, but instead of the entrance being a door, production decided to make the biggest sequined maple leaf you've ever seen in your life. Now I forgot, is it still that?
They spent the budget on that, and they've never changed it.
They've never changed it. Nope. It's still the absolutely gigantic,
they can tear it
massive.
Down, prop it back up.
Great.
Like DragCon.
In person, the sequins spin. It's
yes, they do.
Some of the girls stole pieces of it. Yeah, from my season.
Did you take anything?
No, I was too traumatized.
Yeah, I tried to take one tiny little plastic fruit and thought I could make earrings out of it once, and they said, drop that.
Oh no, the
How
girls, they
dare
obviously
you.
stole it.
And I was like, you can see the Dollarama sticker. Like, this is not breaking the bank.
they were like,
CDR.
Crave bought these and they are ours.
Drop it.
Drop it. So you see that big maple leaf, and then Priyanka walks in
And asks, what's
my
her name? And she will never, ever stop.
ever. And I just think it's so funny because like this is what we both wrote into our notes.
Oh, immediately.
Is Priyanka walks in, the ugliest makeup I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's just everything's
Babe.
harder. Everything's harder. The brow is harder. The eyeliner's harder. Everything is like a little more paint by numbers. And I was victim of this before the show too. I didn't understand the art of blending. She's got really like rows of paint.
Yeah, it's like a line. It still has that like Priyanka effervescence. Like she's still the same Priyanka.
Oh, she's amazing TV.
Oh, she's great.
The minute she comes on the screen, you're like, oh, talking head of the season.
Oh yeah,
Like she will be our guide this season. We know where we're going. We're in good
It was
hands.
almost like she walked in and we all went, well, she won.
Well, I know. She even kind of knew it. And the gag, the prop, the giant question mark.
Yeah.
She's had a very strong sense of brand since day one.
Yeah, since even before, I think before she even went into drag, she had that like deep sense of what she wanted her drag to be.
100%.
Yeah.
Someone said that everyone's going to think you're Tynomi Banks, so make sure your catchphrase clarifies that. And so it's literally like, literally, what is my name?
Tell me right now, what is my name? Also, if people were to mistake her for Tynomi Banks, a little bit racist because Tynomi is not Guyanese.
Pri's not problematic.
Yeah.
The world is.
The world is.
Yeah. Seriously. So she was just trying to fix that.
Yeah.
But I love it. That's your entrance line.
That's the entrance line. And Pri comes in and she's like the perfect first queen.
100%.
And then we get Miss Alona Verley.
Okay, and this entrance line, I kind of liked. She comes out with her phone. She pretends she's like having a conversation.
No,
or
she
taking a
pretends
selfie.
she pretends she's doing an Instagram video because her thing was that she was like the
online queen.
influencer
Yes.
of all of us.
Yes.
Because she had the most following and she had the most like concise brand with her internet presence.
She loves a color plot. Excuse me, I can't talk.
color
A color
block,
palette. A commitment. She's monotone, whatever it is, and it's typically pastel.
It's typically pastel, and she'll be like blue era, yellow era, purple era, and it's like she'll only wear that for a few like weeks to months
because all the tiles on her Instagram will then be
the same color,
a rainbow, a gradient. It's actually very satisfying to go on her Instagram, so check her out.
It was. I had found out that she was going to be on the show before I had left.
NDAs.
So, yeah, the NDA really did not do well before I left. So I had heard the rumor mill that she was there, so I followed her before I left, and I like looked at all her stuff, and I was like,
love it.
I was like, oh my god,
A little intimidated, or
I was because my whole shtick was like coming from a performance.
Yes.
So for me, it was like my looks were like kind of secondary, although my looks were fabulous. We'll get to those throughout the season.
I was gonna say
we're gonna
about.
talk about them, but I wasn't too worried. Because I was just like, because she had no performance stuff up,
right?
And I was all about like I was the Toronto girl where I was just like I'm only worried about the other people to perform because I was just like if I have to lip sync, I'm not worried about it. Little did we know.
But spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! I had. Don't worry about it. But yeah. So I had looked up her stuff before. She'd even clocked me on it. She was like, "Oh my god, you just followed me, didn't you?"
You're like, "Huh? I wonder why."
Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy. And a side note, when you started this episode, did you not just get an instant flashback to the pandemic?
Not the pandemic. I got like kind of like PTSD sort of flare-ups.
Right, because you have like layers to this.
Yeah,
this is an emotional onion for her.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. I instantly was like teleported back to quarantine with my boyfriend. I'm unemployed. I'm trapped at home. And then I see this start. It actually, for one little second, freaked me out. I was like, ooh, I got the shivers.
My heart rate kind of went up like a...
It's just so crazy to think about that time and it just like where we were. This show got me through a huge part of the pandemic. So
you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're doing God's work.
Thank you so much.
You really, really are.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so after Alona, who walked into the workroom?
We have Miss Kiki Wanakaikai, Miss Kiara. Comes in. Yeah, full model. She's got that blue wig and that pinky red coat.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the first season. We see a lot more synthetic hair, and I kind of live for it.
Oh my god.
I feel like today Kiki would have come in a human of the same color and the same wave, but not on season season 1.
No.
That had weight to it. That was that good synthetic.
And you also start to see it later on in the episode, and we'll talk about it, is that the wind machine and a wind machine and a synthetic hair and a wind machine and a human hair look very different.
2 very different things.
So I feel like you do start to see that through like the growth of drag through the years.
Yes, the evolution. It's like we're Pokemon. And we just keep evolving.
Yes.
Since I cosplayed Cynthia from Pokemon, just like my whole life is Pokemon. Just kind of obsessed. It's just like my thing now.
But yeah, Kiki comes in, and Kiki was very quiet. She was very quiet. Like on camera, she really turned it on, but I feel like there maybe was like a slight language barrier or something, but she was very
She's 21.
She was really young.
21 to do that it's intimidating.
It's a lot.
I don't think I could have done that at that age.
No, but I remember she was very quiet episode 1. Like she was definitely like chit-chatty with everybody, but there was like some little bit of shyness there behind like off camera.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be switching hands because it gets heavy. This mic's heavy.
I know. I've already switched
Reporting live. It's hard. But it's a high quality mic, so we're doing everything for you.
I know.
For your ears, listeners. Not only did we elevate visually, we elevated audibly.
So Kiki comes in and they all make friends, and then drum roll, you hear wow 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 wow, and then I come in. It's me,
our beauty. And I knew of you for years. I know you're hearing this story over and over and over.
It's fine, but they haven't.
I have been a fan. I had been a fan of Juice for years. I just loved your branding. I liked your vibe. And I knew the minute Canada's Drag Race was announced, she would be part of it. I saw the cast announcement and I was like, a doy.
I didn't think so.
You know, you're a girl, like you were one to watch.
Was
I? Well, you know, you're too close to the sun. You're you. But you had a reputation in Toronto, being a strong performer, just like you had a presence. And so when it was announced, I was just elated because I wanted to see you kill it. And I was like, that's my top 3. I literally poked Vincent and I was like, I kind of know her. She's like really great. She's going to go like really far. Because I knew you from your series.
No.
Back in the day.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Bleep, 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 bleep,
bleep, bleep, bleep.
So are you triggered to be back on YouTube?
I know. A little bit, but...
It made me love you, though. It made me love you.
Thank you.
So thanks to Alex, you had a rep. And so you walking into that room, it was hilarious. It was expected. I was ready for you to kill. And then all of a sudden, her little bracelet, she went, stuck to her Capizio tight. She went, I'm stuck.
And you know what? I have said this 100 times, but they do, and you know this, they do everything for you those first few days that you're kind of quarantined.
Queen Care.
Queen Care is bending over backwards to make sure that you're comfortable.
Yeah.
They're making sure you feel happy. They're doing whatever you need. And then you think that they're also going to do that once they throw you to the wolves.
No.
So I walk out, and so my bracelet gets stuck. So I go, I'm stuck, being like, hey, can someone unhook me really quick because of my nail? And then I realize, like, these motherfuckers.
What was getting stuck? I thought it was the rhinestone hook.
So it was. So you know how most rhinestone bracelets have the
claws,
the teeth to hold in the big stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were bigger. They were
chunkier.
They were big chunky ones.
That's a
so
read.
the hook,
She's like, oh, your tiny sad little stones
that had gotten stuck in my tights.
Yeah.
And my thought was, I had spent so much money on tights. I'm not ripping them the day one.
I knew it. I know your brain so well. You literally were just like,
I'm not ripping them.
I don't have many Capizios.
Yeah.
Like I can't go through a pair minute 1, episode 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here the whole season.
So I was just like, I'll just unhook her and call it a day. You know?
And it's okay for me to tease a little bit with
I don't
going
care.
home first. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't care.
Sweet.
I don't care.
So you walk in that room, you're like, I'm pussy. They fix you. And then the girls see your beauty. You come in as a Victoria's Secret angel.
In
this look.
4 different nude colors on my body. I have my skin tone, I have my bra, I have my panty, I have my tights.
All kind of different.
And then my face.
50 Shades of Beige.
50 Shades of Beige. That was the thing I was most red for, was that they didn't like how many different nudes I had on.
Ugh, it's contour.
But it was hard to figure out like the perfect nude and how that's going to look on camera.
And where'd you buy the nude? In Toronto?
My costume designer bought it.
See, sometimes the selection of nudes, it can vary. And I said this before. I think it's Mood Fabrics in Los Angeles. The widest array of nude flesh tones, every single skin color, different like pink undertones, yellow undertones. It's like Fenty Beauty for fabric.
Well, I would have loved to just done a quick stop by LA, but you know, just couldn't.
Neither could I.
The budget
COVID seasons.
Budget was a little tight.
Budget was a little tight.
Little tight.
But tell me about the look. Were you like, I want to be a Victoria's Secret angel when I walk in?
It was a inspiration from Nikita Dragon, who had recently done a Victoria's Secret angel shoot.
Yes.
Because it was very like trans girls can be Victoria's Secret angels.
Exactly.
So it was that plus Victoria's Secret kind of angel vibes, and those were all kind of the inspiration behind the look. And I just really wanted to have big angel wings.
So fun.
The angel wings were made by Chris Lotz, who's a very talented designer in Toronto who makes a lot of cosplay, and he actually has done a lot of wings since my season because people saw these and people started going to him for wings.
Yep.
And the outfit was made by Michael DeFrugio, who is a very talented designer.
It felt great on. Really well made.
Very well made.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah. Just wish it matched that skin a little bit better. All right, so next up we have Starzy, and Astarja Anakwe comes in, and very like in a very call me mother kind of attitude.
Mothering. She's sounding off every single title she comes with before this competition in her speaking head, her talking head. She's confident. She has titles under her belt.
And this was something that I had mentioned before. I've mentioned in a few interviews, but Starzy was the kind of girl where she would talk about doing a pageant, and then like she'd be like, "Get ready, girls! I'm doing Cruise and Tango's Drag Race," and then she would never do Cruise and Tango's Drag Race. Oh, so it's just like, so when she actually walked in and did actual Drag Race, that's why my face went.
Like, how is this happening?
I was like, oh my god, she followed through on this one. She's here. She said, I'm not gonna fuck around on this one. I'm gonna show up. She actually messaged me this morning. This morning. I'm so serious. This morning I woke up to a message that said, "Hey Juice, just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you."
I have actually received a really kind message from Starzy before too.
She's cool. Like Starzy's a cool bitch. Yeah. Like she will go out of her way to be as kind as possible to you. She's like that. I would say like when it comes to the Miss Congeniality kind of title of my season, I understand that it did go to Tainomi, but like for me, Starzy was right up there.
Shots fired.
Well, no. I said right up there. Tainomi is my Miss Congeniality. Wow.
No.
She's up there.
What a spicy web series we have going on.
Oh my God, enough.
Clickbait. Juice hates Tainomi.
Juice hates Tainomi Banks. I don't.
There's no way.
No, you can't hate Tainomi.
It's physically impossible to hate Tainomi Banks.
But you know who I do hate? The next girl who comes in is Lemon. You bitch.
Ooh.
You bitch.
She walks in with her giant Rihanna-inspired yellow coat and says, "Pucker up, motherfuckers." And in that moment I went...
Didn't she say pucker up, mother puckers?
I heard
motherfuckers?
an F-bomb.
There was an F?
Yeah, from when I watched it.
Wow.
Comment below. Let us know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's pucker up, mother puckers or pucker up, motherfuckers.
Definitely was a swear.
Was it?
Because she was like, I'm a bad girl.
And she's wearing a full Rihanna recreation from the Met Gala, and that I think was a former outfit from her mother, Jasmine Rice.
Yes.
In New York. Yes.
I know. She came from New York. I remember hearing this when I was watching. I was like, a New York queen.
Oh, none of us knew any fucking idea who she was. Like
I thought this was Canada's Drag Race.
All of us were just like, "Who the fuck is this?" Although when she sat next to me, because I was like, I'm gonna sit next to the new girl. Like I want to get to know her. I'm curious. I'm nosy, right? Like I'm nosy girl. So I was just like, I need to know who this person is.
Who are you?
Who are you? And we ended up having a cute moment later on in the episode.
She's like, I am going to kill you.
But
the minute she started talking, I didn't care where she was from. I was in love.
Oh, she's the best.
I just was like, oh my God, I can see myself in this kooky little queen.
And like you've met Lemon.
Yes.
So you know, but like for those of you that have never met her or understand how she talks, it was crazy because she almost talks like she's reading a teleprompter. Like that's how fast she is on her jokes.
Yes.
Like she
effortlessly hilarious.
Yeah. She doesn't even need to try. Like you'll say something and she'll just come back at you with like an immediate read that's like perfect and hilarious.
Not a beat is skipped.
Yeah,
I think that's her brain. That's how she's such a strong rapper. It's a lot fire.
A rapstress?
A rapstress.
A rapstress?
Yes,
a straight up rapstress?
No, Tori. I thought it was like actor, how you can call both genders.
Actress.
Like
Actor and actor.
You know how it works for both?
I guess.
You don't want to clock a drag queen like that. Rapstress. Sorry, Lemon. Anyways, she's great. We'll get more into it.
Yeah. Don't even have to ask for it for me to get it.
No. We have to ask for everything. Next, we have Scarlett Bobo walking into the workroom, another Toronto queen. I feel like season 1, it was Toronto heavy.
Oh yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like you could tell that's just like budget because like it was filmed in Hamilton, so they didn't have to fly anybody. So of course it's gonna be Toronto heavy.
That's camp.
Yeah,
I love that.
like it was like at the time I was so like, what's the thing where you're like stuck in a place too long, so then you like think it's the best. Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's
So
got a little bit of that in Toronto.
I think I had a little Toronto Stockholm syndrome. So like I was just like, of course Toronto's most of the girls here were the best queens here.
Oh yeah, you did. You really did go.
I
for
said that
it.
we were
hardest working drag queens in the
world. And yeah, looking back on it now, I'm just like, okay, that was a lot.
But I feel like you were alluding to marathon drag. That is
I
the
was
one
alluding-
special thing about Toronto.
Yeah.
Is this crazy marathon drag.
Yeah, and for those of you, if you're listening and you've never heard of marathon drag in Toronto is essentially we do like 12 to 26 numbers in a night. You do 4 numbers in a row, take a break, 4 numbers in a row, 4 numbers. It's crazy.
Speaking of Bobo, she talked about it on Very Delta. So
Yeah, she did.
watch that after this.
So
YouTube.
Scarlett comes in. None of us were surprised when Scarlett came in. It was
No.
very like Scarlett had a very big name in Toronto. She had a lot of shows. She hustled a lot. She had a really big reputation. So like for Scarlett to come in, it was just like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. It was
Makes
very
sense.
much like Priyanka walking in. Like,
Totally.
we were like, that makes sense.
I loved her energy and the rasp of her voice.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's really fun TV. She's a joy to watch. So you knew her. How many years do you two go back? I feel like it's like
Oh my God, we went back like maybe like 8 years.
crazy.
It was crazy. And I think there was a point where I think production was a little like not miffed with me, but kind of just like because I didn't fake getting excited when she came in because I knew. So I was like, I'm really bad at like doing that. Like, oh my God. Like I was just like, hey girl. Like it's just like,
But then that reads on camera kind of funny.
yeah,
'cause
it
then
read on camera fully.
everyone watching is like, does Juice just not care about the contest?
Yeah, and I was just like, hey queen. Like,
Oh, hey.
saw you 2 days ago. We had a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was.
You owe me $10.
Yeah, like it was very that. So I was just like, I probably should have like, I don't know, played it up a little bit more.
No,
but
it's okay.
Yeah. So Scarlett comes in, and then we've got Kine walks in.
Kine.
Yes, Kine walks in.
TikTok sensation, Kine
and
mathematician, author,
I know, but before that, she was just a YouTube.
original YouTuber. Look at us.
Yeah,
Years later,
and we're finally on it. But yeah, she was joining YouTube. She was big on YouTube, and like I remember, I would watch a lot of her videos.
Same. Her padding video.
Yeah, I watched her teasing video.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Kine walked in, and she looked fabulous.
Yes, it was. Was it black and white?
She wore a black and white catsuit and a finger wave with like a fascinator.
Do a little image here. She wore this.
She wore this.
She wore this.
This is what she wore.
She's dancing on my hand.
Yeah, for those of you listening, just picture it.
No, watch. We've got so many cameras going.
Oh yeah,
It's
we have
worth
3
it.
cameras. Anthony is here. Say hi, Anthony. Hi.
Oh my God.
I
It's
was gonna
so
say,
strange. We typically do this over webcam and then you edit separately. So it's like the fact that we're all in one singular room.
It's strange. It's very strange.
Juice was like, Sith, you're coming in hot. Like, we need to calm down a little bit. And a little part of me was like, I think it's just gets dulled out a little bit through webcam. In person, I'm just like, you're like, take a
I was like, you got to take a
breather,
breath,
bitch.
babe. You got to
It's the
slow down.
wings. I feel fabulous.
It's the fantasy.
It's the fantasy.
Yeah, it's the fantasy. It's also the camera. You want to play it up for the camera too. Yeah, my back hurts, so I'm just like.
Episode 1.
Episode
Season
1.
1.
Well, I'm wearing leather, right? So it's just like, ugh.
Oh, but I'm so happy you pulled it out.
Thank you.
I almost got emotional yesterday when you did.
pulled out the.
I've
this.
never seen this in person.
It's fabulous, right?
Yeah.
It's all my promo look is all laser cut by this incredible designer Zach in Toronto, and he didn't laser cut it. Sorry, he hand cut every single piece on this. He laid the lace.
That's completely different.
Yeah. No,
Laser cut would mean he didn't.
No, it's not laser cut at all.
That's
my bad.
hours
My
of
bad.
manual labor.
Hours of manual labor for this. He's such an incredible designer. I'm very happy with it. So next up we have Boa coming in.
Boa.
And I say something very mean.
What did you do?
I called her. I said she had a really bad reputation. I was like, she's a little annoying. She's kind of messy. And she was like, there was a time where Boa was like very messy, and
You were surprised to see her there.
I was
That's what you
extremely
said.
surprised.
That's how
Yeah.
the talking
I
head
was
started.
like-
You're like, I'm a little surprised to see Boa here.
I
Yes.
was kind of just like, what the fuck is she doing here? Because Boa did have a very big reputation in
But
Toronto.
I love when a queen comes in a little kooky, doing the comedy thing, off the beaten path. Boa, that first beat, she came in with like cow udders and like a UFO on her head.
So she was like a cow being abducted by aliens.
I'm not like the udder girls.
Can I tell you, it took me a full 24 hours to understand that joke. I'm not like udder queens. And it was a full day later. We were getting ready for the runway and I went, oh my God, udder like a cow.
Did you think she had like a little like
I thought she said, I'm not like other queens.
Like you thought she had maybe like a little like speech moment, like a blub?
No, I heard other. And every single one of the girls was like, you're a fucking idiot, girl. It was udder, like, because she was a cow. I was like, oh my God. I'm not like udder queens. Got it?
I can't believe that took you a day.
It took me a full day.
Took me a millisecond.
Yeah, it did not take me a minute. It took me a full day.
So everyone laughs and you're just like,
me and my wings. So Boa walks in, and I'm now like me and I love Boa now. Like me and Boa are girlies. Like it was fine, but at the time I was just like, the fuck, what are you doing here?
And one thing we're gonna do all season when the queens go home is a where are they now? And I feel like Boa has quite the transformation in the story.
I feel like we all have. Quite
no, you
story,
all
but
do.
Boa's is really good.
Hers is just so physical that it just popped into my mind. That stay tuned. Each episode we'll do a where are they now.
So then. Also, after Boa comes in, we get Miss Rita Baga.
Rita Baga.
Rita Baga.
This is not just Toronto's Drag Race.
No, this is from Montreal.
We have Quebecois.
Yeah.
One of the greats.
I know.
She comes with a status.
She does.
A reputation. She's been doing drag for years.
She is the most famous woman in Montreal, it seems.
She's
like,
up there.
It's insane.
Like she does regular, just like programming television, like main programming all the time.
Like it was so like it was one of those things where I felt like Drag Race was just like this lovely little gig for her.
It was a gig. It was another just like thing on her CV.
Yeah,
for
like,
IMDb.
And I didn't realize like how famous Rita was until after my season, and I was seeing all this stuff. I was just like, oh my God, Rita's so French famous.
Yes,
like so French famous.
Yes,
like at one point she was on like a full tour, sold out shows for like 2 years.
Yeah,
like it was crazy.
I know. What's that like?
What is that like?
What's that like?
And then our last queen.
Last we had Tai Tai.
But am I missing anybody? No. We are missing somebody. We're missing somebody. We have Miss Rita Baga come in, and then all of a sudden you just hear, oh wow, oh look at that.
How could I forget?
Our first iteration of Jimbo comes in.
Our first iteration of Jimbo.
Yeah.
This season, we've seen so much Jimbo over the last 4 years.
For me, I almost forgot.
I forgot where we started.
That Jimbo was my season,
yes.
and this is where she started.
I feel like we see this like fragile, more raw, vulnerable version of Jimbo.
Smeared on makeup.
The makeup, the costume, just the energy. It was very new. It felt like they were a bit more green to like reality TV at that moment. Whereas all the Versus seasons after, she came back with a plan, a motherfucking plan.
Yeah.
Whereas this season, it was like, I don't know, raw and real. I appreciated it. It made me smile.
I love it. Like I'm a big Jimbo fan, so like a lot of Jimbo coming in for this one was kind of like camp. Like all of us were just like, who the fuck is this? Because like it's strange. Like it was the weird queen, right? Comes in, and all of us were very polished. Like
I hope casting got a Canadian Screen Award for that one, because this
I don't remember. We could look that up.
Because we'll put it here if they did, and if they didn't, robbed. Because to cast Jimbo, I feel like that was such a twist on all you girls. You're like, who is this person?
I know, it was
who
great.
Is this?
Because you think about it, we were all very much like showgirls. Like no matter how new some of us were, it was like a big season of showgirls.
Yes,
from different iteration, and Jimbo was that little bit of nick in there, something that was a little bit different. You know,
from Victoria, BC, aka across the country, all by himself in his little cool studio in Chinatown, which we've now been to, and is so cool.
So cool.
You had no idea who this person was.
Not a clue.
A star was born.
A star was born. And speaking of stars, our last queen to come in is one of the greatest drag queens to ever exist, Miss Naomi Banks.
My fellow American Apparel employee.
She worked at American Apparel with you?
Yes, she did. She would schedule our shifts.
Shut up. She was a manager?
Yeah, well, she did scheduling.
Oh. Okay.
She was working her way to the top.
Not anymore?
Not anymore. She didn't need it.
She didn't need it?
No, the one near TMU, right off on Yonge. Do you remember that one? Yonge and like Dundas?
Yeah. I was a big, like, I loved American Apparel because I was so skinny.
What an era.
I was so skinny. It was all that fit me. Not anymore.
I mean, it's pretty stretchy.
No, but like it's just
might cut your circulation off.
It might cut, yeah. No, I just buy Uniqlo now. I like Uniqlo or
we love
Gymshark.
But enough about clothing.
Tainomi. No, we can talk about
not have-
Tainomis.
You must have been, you weren't shocked to see Tainomi there.
No, I knew she was going to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah. NDAs were real hard to lock down for the Toronto girls.
Well, you're all in the same city. You're all working with the same designers.
There was at one point me, Scarlett, and Tainomi all had a gig like at Cruise and Tangos right before we left, and we all just like held each other's hands without
getting those tips.
We like held each other's hands before like finishing the night,
Yeah.
and like didn't say, but we were all like, we did this.
A knowing smile.
Yeah, it was like a knowing like.
You're all at
see you
Leo's
in a few-
Textiles at the same time.
Yeah,
You're
see you
like,
in a few days, girls, kind of thing. So we had like, so not, I wasn't surprised Tainomi was there because I knew, but it was another thing where like we wanted her to be there because it's Tainomi Banks. Like Tainomi Banks is one of the first drag queens I've ever seen. You know, Tainomi Banks has started the drag careers of like multiple queens and like all over Canada.
She's like the Kevin Bacon of Canada's drag.
Yeah,
it's like everyone knows her by like one or two people.
You have some kind of association with Miss Tainomi Banks.
100%.
I will say that the moment that me and Lemon had, and I've said this before, but the moment me and Lemon had was Tainomi walked in. And she had this like beautiful like rhinestone outfit on, and she had her hair up and all this stuff. But then she had
a ponytail.
She had these black witchy boots on. So then I looked at Lemon and I went, "Hate the shoes.
Hate the shoes.
Hate the shoes." And Lemon looked at me and went, "We're gonna be friends."
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It was great.
She's like, "Ooh, Caddy, I love you."
She was like, "We're gonna get along really good."
And she came in like a rhinestone bodysuit. She was giving like Janet Jackson femme pop star fantasy.
Yeah.
And she walked in last. That's kind of pussy.
It was smart.
Yeah.
It was smart. Because like for a Canadian audience, like Tainomi Banks coming in last is perfect.
Yeah.
Because Tainomi Banks is like almost like a favor to win kind of thing. Like people would
Totally.
want a person like Tainomi Banks to win
100%.
Drag Race. Like she was someone who I was just like, I know Tainomi will be like someone who may lip sync a lot, but will make it really far, because if I was in the bottom with Tainomi, I would walk off stage.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to the episode.
We will,
I mean,
but-
there was one queen who almost did.
Almost.
Almost. Yeah.
This is my time.
This week's episode is sponsored by Factor Meals. I know what it's like to be a busy girl boss on the go. Cooking for yourself can be super tricky. This is why we love Factor. Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make eating better every day easy. Wherever tomorrow takes you, be ready with pre-prepared, chef-crafted, and dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door, baby. You'll have over 35 different options a week to choose from, including keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie. They've got everything. And there's even more to enjoy with over 55 nutrition-packed add-ons that help make your week even more delicious. So what are you waiting for? Get started today and have a feel-good week of meals ready to go. Head to factormeals.com/SQQ50 and use code SQQ50 to get 50% off. That's code SQQ50 at factormeals.com/SQQ50 to get 50% off, baby. Officially, this is the whole cast.
This is the whole cast.
You saw everybody. How are you feeling in that moment where you're like, I'm on the top? These girls have nothing on me.
I felt good.
Yes.
I felt a little overly confident. I felt a little too pussy.
Okay.
Because
Scary place to be in Drag
I
Race.
felt a little too pussy because I was I felt like I didn't really have somebody who looked like me.
Okay.
Right. I didn't have anybody kind of coming in with like a body kind of girl. I didn't have somebody coming in who had that like hot girl energy. Like everyone else had their like niche.
Yes.
And I felt like I was like, oh, I've got kind of my own thing going on. So maybe like I'll be good.
Yeah.
Little did I know. So basically then we meet Brooke. We meet, oh, no. We do the video.
We do the video
We
from
do
Rue.
the video with Rue, which like a little pull back the curtain moment was a blank wall. And yeah, and we just heard Rue's voice.
You didn't even get to see it.
I didn't see Rue's face. No, we just had to kind of like pretend.
Ours were real.
Yeah, I've heard since it's real.
They had the tapes ready. I think
Our
that might
tapes-
have been an episode 1, season 1 thing.
Maybe they had them later on in the,
Okay.
but for me, like episode 1, it was like, okay, now look at that. There wasn't even TV there. It said, look at that point in the wall, and it's just gonna play.
Your first acting challenge is
We're all like, wow,
to respond to
fake RuPaul.
audio
We
track.
heard it. We heard that. We heard it, but we could not see it.
Damn.
I know. Well, maybe we'll ask some of the girls to be like, could we see it like later on, like when I wasn't there? And they may be like, no, but we'll see.
I want to see the unedited footage of RuPaul one day, just spilling out all of this footage for different seasons. It's
Yeah.
like, say all these names, say all these challenges.
I want to see.
haikus.
I want to see her reaction of reading Miss Fiercelicious's name for the first time.
100%.
Yeah, her being like, okay, Irma Gerd, Miss Fiercelicious. Like, I want that. I want to know what that was, you know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we get our message from Rue, and then we get our trifecta
Of judges.
for the season.
And this season, they changed it up because we had 3 judges who were making a unified decision, not a main host.
No, it was kind of like sharing the responsibilities, sharing the onus.
Hated it.
I felt like the first season was treading the water very carefully when it came to that judge, that host position, to not step on toes with like claiming this is the Canadian RuPaul. I think they were scared to make that
I don't know
claim.
why they would do that, because like we had Thailand, you know, who had, Thailand had a group.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't have a singular. So maybe that's
This was kind of the thinking.
kind of thinking behind it. But I'm happy that they steered away from it, because Brooke deserves that space.
Yeah.
You
And I
know?
would even argue, so did we say our judges just to be professional?
So we
girls?
have Jeffrey Burr-Chapman, you know, JBC. We have Stacey McKenzie, who I fangirled a little bit over.
Who I miss ever so.
I want Stacey back so bad.
Yeah.
And then we also have Miss Brooklyn Heights.
Brooklyn Heights.
And
it was interesting to watch. I felt like Jeffrey took on kind of alpha, like he took on the leading role.
Yeah.
He took on those chunkier parts of the script to be like, welcome girls, welcome to the season. This is your cash prize. And then Brooke kind of came in every once in a while to be like, I've done drag. I've done this. It's going to be hard. Slay.
Well, they did that. I think they did that every episode where they would switch off. And I think episode 1 just happened to be Jeffrey's kind of moment.
I also felt like he was imitating RuPaul the whole time.
Oh, the whole series.
The whole time. He would have this way of talking, and
he had a very like candor
movement with his eyes, and it would be like, okay, you're clearly.
Jeffrey also very much took Hard Ice very seriously. Like the moment the cameras were off, he would hold his hands and look down. Like he would not talk.
Hard Ice is a term in reality TV that when the cameras aren't rolling, you aren't talking. Because if something happens, it needs to be when the cameras are hot.
Jeffrey took that very seriously.
He would look down.
He would put his eyes down and look at the floor and hold his hands. And like he
gets in it.
He was just like, do not talk to me. Like, because at one point I tried to talk to
He's
him.
He's like method.
Well, not method, but like at one point I tried to talk to him. And
I don't really know what that means. I just wanted to say it.
I tried to talk to him and he just literally looked up and then looked down, and I went, okay, I'll just go fucking lay in traffic then. Like it's just, but I think it was because we were on Hard Ice and he was taking it seriously. He was being very professional, and I was, you know, wide-eyed little drag queen who was just excited, you know.
No, you're just happy to be there.
I was really salty that he did that, but I got over it.
Fair.
You know, it's fine. He sent me home, so he got his revenge.
So they let the queens know what the challenge is this week.
Yeah.
They reveal that it's going to be a design challenge.
Well, yeah, but first we did our photo shoot.
Oh yeah, I think you're getting ahead of myself. You were there.
I know. I'm having my trauma flashback. So first we did our photo shoot.
Yeah, how are you doing? Are you doing okay?
I'm fine. But so first we go out and do our photo shoot, and it's like the classic, like go up on the mountain and then they trick you and they turn the fan on. That fake snow was in my drag for, I would say, a year.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're not getting rid of that. It's like glitter going out, like exploding in your bag.
It was insane. Like you'd go to do a show and you'd be like, oh, there's more of it.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. And I will die on this hill. I should have won that challenge.
Okay, you did look breathtaking with the wind, the wings. You looked like a Victoria's Secret campaign.
Like, how could you give that to anybody else?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
I'm sorry. Like,
Credit where credit's due.
There was no way.
No, it was good.
Kind didn't even have any hair on.
No.
Sorry,
I feel like that was that they got to win so that it was like gassing kind up and that whole villain kind of energy.
Yeah, it felt very like TV.
Yes.
To have
some of those
win.
minis are always a little.
Yeah, because when I saw my final photo, I went, oh, there's no way.
Now, question. Did you hear Jimbo's scream? Because this was like
Yes,
a viral. This was a viral moment.
Yeah.
Going back to the flashbacks of quarantine, this moment, quite honestly, I think put CDR1 on the map.
Yeah, without Jimbo, we wouldn't have had the push that we did.
Jimbo had this whole like, oh wow, Jennifer Coolidge thing, and then screamed bloody murder at the top of this fake mountain with the snow and the wind, and that went viral. That is what we saw.
We all heard it.
Till the very next week, we were tuned in. We were hooked.
I was washing my face at the time.
Yeah.
And I forgot my hat, so my big bald head was out. I was so upset.
You were cold.
But my head was so cold.
Yeah.
But we were just washing our faces, and like I remember the producers were just like trying to get us to talk about Jimbo.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we just heard this scream because Jimbo was one of the last people because he was one of the last people to walk in.
Yes.
So our room's almost full of all of us getting, de-dragged. So we just hear this horrendous scream. And I'm just like, is she dead? Like, did she die? Do you know what's actually funny that I haven't really said this to anybody? I remember one point I went to one of the producers while we were like cleaning up. And I was like, I'm surprised you didn't cast a king. I really thought a king was going to walk in. I know, and this is really topical now because while we're filming right now is when Naisha said that she didn't want kings on Drag Race.
Yeah.
And this is right before her Tenderoni and Landon Cider have a little thing next week.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I know, I saw that. So I remember I had said that to one of the producers, and they gave me the like deer in headlights look. Like they gave me the like this face, and I was just like, I just like really
it's
thought,
okay, production, it's okay. There's gonna be multiple seasons.
I was like, there's time, but
keep evolving.
But I really wanted there to be a king on season 1.
I mean, that would have been cool. I feel like it's so overdue. I would love to see that happen.
It would be cool.
I feel like it would be like I feel it in each community. There's like all these kings getting stronger and better and better and better at drag, and it's just like it's on the same fucking level. Let them have a chance at $100,000. Thank you very much. So we do the photo shoot. You did trip on your way out from your photo shoot.
I forgot. Okay, so this is basically, I know I probably said this a million times, but when I did my photo shoot, I am trash, right? Like I don't know how to listen to rules.
Right.
So the first thing that happened was when I walked into the photo shoot, they said, okay, Juice, you're going to hit your mark. Then you're going to go do the photo shoot, and then you're going to go back to your mark, thank them, and leave. So what did I do? I walked right past my mark and went to like shake their hands. And Brooklyn, being the lovely auntie she is, goes, Juice, no.
Go to your mark.
Go to your mark. And I went, oh, sorry. And I like scurry back over to my mark. I do the photo shoot, and then I like go down. And instead of going to my mark again, I walked right over to the judges again to thank them. I wanted to shake their hands. So I go over, and Brooke goes, Juice, no. Go back to your mark.
Oh my God.
I think it's like the country in me. Like it's like I wanna go over, I wanna thank them, I wanna shake their hands, I wanna have that moment.
I know what you mean.
You know, and then like
I'm being hard on you, but I know exactly what you mean.
But it's like, but I think I needed to be more professional and like go to my little mark and then leave. So I was a little flustered because I was like, oh, I fucked that up. So then when I went to leave, there wasn't like a clearly marked exit. So I was kind of trying to find it, and they were like making it a gag, and then the exit was a ramp. Instead of like, so there was a big step, and I missed the ramp.
Damn.
So I fell, and if you really watch, you can see my Queen's Care person who was designated to
kind of catch
me. And then I looked at her and I was like, you're going to send me home, aren't you? Like, I'm a mess. And she was just like, I don't know. She was like, just go back. And I was just like, you're going to send me home. Like, you're going to send me home. I'm a mess. I manifested it.
I know. It's like you were speaking it into truth.
I think I did.
You're like, you're going to send me home. No, don't send me home. Don't send me home.
And they're like, okay.
No, because I swear even Beth made a comment like that in season 2. It's like, as long as I last the first episode, it's like, don't curse yourself.
You can't give them that ammo because they will use that.
No.
You know? So it's just like, I feel like episode 1, you almost want to like fly under the radar a bit.
A little bit.
You know? Because I gave them so much. Yeah. Episode 1, I blew my load.
And you had angel wings, so you could have flown any way you wanted.
And I flew right home.
So we're back in the workroom.
Yeah.
You're out of drag, seeing each other for the first time. It's like, oh my God, Jimbo looks like an uncle. Oh my God, Juice looks adorable and is bald. And we're all seeing each other out of drag, but it's Toronto, so you know everybody.
Yeah.
And you find out the maxi for the week.
So we have to do a design challenge. A design challenge. And I really was hoping that we were going to do a ball challenge episode 1.
Yeah.
Because we like in the brief, you like kind of look at the stuff and you're like, there's probably going to be a ball. So like I thought the ball was very Canada focused. So I was just like, oh, this would be perfect episode 1.
Right.
So when we found out it was a design challenge and not a ball, I was like, fuck. I was really hoping for that ball challenge because I wanted like as many looks as possible to go out. But I was, of course, just like,
you spend a lot of money.
I spent a lot.
This is the thing about the design challenges. You're like, oh, I have all of these looks that cost thousands of dollars. I guess I will utilize the supplies you've provided and make something in the next few hours.
$17,500, mind you, is how much I spent.
Grand
so
total?
If you would like to pay me back for that, it's paypal.me/juiceboxofficial. Right here, if you want to pay me back for all of the money that I fucking spent.
For $1 a day.
For
$1
a
support
day.
a drag queen.
Yeah. And only 17,500 days and you completely pay it back.
And then you're done.
You know, that loan is still looking at me like...
You're not... There's still a little bit owing.
We're not going to talk about my money, but...
We're not going to talk about your
money. But It was alone.
We're gonna work on this tour, baby. We're gonna get you that. We're gonna get that back. We're gonna pay that back.
It was alone. Yes, it was alone.
So we find out the maxi. It's not a ball.
It's not a ball, but it is a design challenge.
Yeah.
And Kind has to give out the boxes
because they won the photo shoot.
Fuck. Which one would you have wanted?
Ooh, here's the thing. I don't know. I feel like I don't remember them in specific details to answer that question authentically.
Oh, so there was Much Music video prints, there was a gold box, there was a sports box, there was like, it was all very Canadiana. There was Anna
Starzy's. She had that fun metallic red fabric.
Yeah, I don't remember what Starzy's was, but hers was very Canadiana.
She was
very
robbed.
red and white.
She made that puffer gown.
We'll get into it.
Oh God,
we'll get into it.
Anyways,
but I
disagree.
disagree.
To answer your question. That one, whatever one that was.
The red and white one?
Yeah.
Now, I have some controversial opinions later because I do not agree.
Okay, well, which box would you have wanted, Juice?
I wanted the cowboy box.
Of course.
I know, I wanted the cowboy box. I was like kind of, like I was fine with mine because it was very on brand. I felt like Kind was kind of throwing me a bone.
Yeah.
But I really wanted the cowboy box.
I mean, this ain't Texas.
Ain't no hold 'em.
Going
down, 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 down.
Did you park your Lexus?
I don't know the other word.
Me neither. But you wanted country. Okay, cute.
I wanted country. But,
too bad.
But I got Much Music video prints.
Yep.
So basically we opened our boxes, we threw everything down, and then the cameras cut and we had to sit in silence and sew.
Speaking of Much Music, we were just at the CTV building.
The old Much Music building.
I
miss the Much Music Video Awards.
Oh, it was the coolest thing.
It was the coolest thing.
It was the coolest thing that Toronto got to do.
I feel like now, like if it were on,
it would pop off.
But I feel like because we're Drag Race girls,
we would be able to do it.
We would be able to do it, or we would get like invited or something.
We would present.
But I feel like that current season would have done it.
I still believe we are fully qualified
to do that, but still, I feel like it would. If it would, I want it to come back, but Much Music is done.
So sad.
I know, so sad. But those are the coolest things ever.
So that was Gaga your box
with the
spark bra.
Yeah, the spark bra. That was Much Music video.
I fell in love with her.
Yeah.
After
so we got our things. We start sewing and stuff. For me, I remember how to sew. Like I know how to sew, but I forgot how to do the bobbin in the bottom. I forgot how to set that one up.
So you don't know how to sew?
Shut up. I know how to set up a sewing machine.
That is like saying, I know how to drive. I just don't know how to change it from drive to park.
I disagree.
Because you don't know how to sew. If she knew how to sew, she would know how rudimentary the steps she's saying is. But carry on, my dear. This is actually very fun for me. Continue.
Because you don't know how to sew.
You don't know how to sew.
You don't know how to sew.
It would be like me talking about CrossFit being like, oh, that's not a big deal. And you fuming inside.
So the bottom bobbin is really important?
Yes, girl. It's
Why?
how the top stitch they connect. It's like a tether.
Oh.
The
what if I just did the top one?
It would not cast a stitch. It wouldn't. It wouldn't work. You need the bobbin underneath. It's almost like they're making knots each time it punctures the fabric. So I'll show you there's actually cool GIFs online to explain it. Check this out. And then pretend you're getting it while you're looking at it.
Yeah. And for our listeners, we're pretending to.
Juices is going,
wow. Cool.
See?
Anyways.
So that's a big step.
Okay.
So you weren't figuring out your bobbin.
So I didn't know that. So then I just was like, I'll cut up these CDs and glue it to this thing, I guess. I was a hot glue gun girl before a hot glue gun girl was a thing.
Yikes. And not a lot of CDs.
No, there was a lot of CDs.
There weren't a ton because you had to break it up, right? Because originally I remember looking at that look and I was like, oh, if she just kept the CDs and used them as like paillettes.
There wasn't enough to do that.
This is what I mean.
Yeah, there wasn't enough to do that. Sorry, did you hear my yawn? Sorry.
Juice keeps asking if things that everyone can hear with their natural ear is picking up on sound. It's like, typically, if you're going to hear it with these.
Normally, we don't have like a person constantly listening.
Belches directly into the microphone. Did you hear
cameras and a full mic. And I'm like, did you hear that?
Did you catch that one? Oh my goodness.
Anyways.
Right, yeah. So Juice doesn't know how to sew, but she does know how to get into drag. Let's dive into those mirror chats, honey bun.
Yeah, I think the only one I remember was the one between me and Boa. I don't think there was any more.
Right?
Yeah, who cares?
You don't want to talk about it?
No, I meant the other, like, if there was other ones.
Okay. I was like, we do care. We do.
No, I meant like if there's other ones. I was like,
take it away.
That was a joke. No, but so basically Boa starts talking about her experience with sobriety. And
Yes.
how she was recently sober. And then I kind of popped in with, because in my brain, I'm just like, oh my God, that's my moment for camera time. So for me, I'm just like, here's my moment for camera time. So
Absolutely.
I was just like, let me, interject and talk about mine. And I had been sober for 3 years by then.
And Boa, it was more recent.
About a year.
Got you.
It was a year. Yeah.
So she copied you.
So she copied me.
You're a trendsetter.
Thank you so much. But if you watch the confessionals, you can tell that we recorded those after my elimination because I was a mess.
You were a bit emotional.
A bit.
Yeah.
My eyes were bloodshot. Like
Yeah.
I was red in the face. Like I'd been crying for like 2 straight days.
Yeah. I remember you saying you were proud of yourself.
Yeah.
I wrote
And like
that
I
down.
was really proud of myself, and I still am really proud of myself. I'm at 6 years on my sober journey right now. Yeah. But so at the time it's hard.
That was so awkward because of the mic.
Because the mic. Here, we'll do it again.
Sobriety.
Yeah. So, but at the time it was really hard because you're working almost every night in these bars, and there's
Nightlife culture,
and people are constantly wanting to give you booze and stuff. And it was at the time where it wasn't like, I don't want to say this like to be mean, but it wasn't like trendy to be sober. Like it was
there's definitely more conversation.
There's a lot more conversation now, and it's like I'm just saying that like I feel like I had a big part of that, but
it's huge. No,
yeah,
I was joking about Boa, but in general, to be open and honest about sobriety, I think that there's a vulnerability there.
Well, yeah, and I feel like a lot of times it was like very trendy to be sloppy.
Right.
Like it was the thing to be sloppy.
Yes.
Like you wanted to be that sloppy queen.
Kind of like the village idiot.
Yeah, and you wanted to have that like little bit of like, oh yeah, she gets so drunk and like it's so fun to party with her. Like that was like the thing.
If it's a bad number, you're like, oh, it's because I'm so fucked up.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that. Like it was like that was like a thing for queens. So like to be sober, I remember there was a lot of queens who didn't like me anymore, or they said I was boring.
Yeah, you mentioned this on the show.
Yeah, and I mentioned this on the show, but also like it really was a thing. Like people, like your relationships really changed, and I feel like now I don't know if that would really be the thing because it is so much more widely talked about, and people are going sober a lot more.
I would really hope so. There's never a person in my life that I would say like, God, you're so dull now that you stop like being addicted to alcohol.
I know. Like, some people think that
about how that sounds. Like that's not okay.
No, it's not okay. I still have some people not in my life anymore, who say that like the only reason I got sober was to feel better than people.
Well, isn't it?
Isn't that? Shut up.
Isn't it? You just get to be like, oh, okay.
Well, I don't have a hangover.
Cynthia, you're hungover. You slept in. Feel a little lazy
hard.
Today. Must have been the sauce last night. You get to be better than everyone else.
You get to be better than everybody else. Yeah, I know. But that's not why. But
absolutely not.
But it's just kind of funny that people have those reactions. But those people probably have like active alcohol problems. So that's fine.
And those people aren't on international television. Take that.
But so yeah, we have those mirror chats. Me and Beau have that cute little moment. And then I have my crying thing, and then we go ba 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 cover girl. That bass in your walk.
Copyright free. This season is unlike any other season of Canada's Drag Race. We try out this new thing, guest host,
which I hate.
It feels weird.
I hate it.
It feels like a parallel universe. Mind you, this is no reflection of how we feel about each one of these people individually, but as a format, as a Drag Race lovers, plural, it was weird. I don't know how I felt about it. And our first guest host was none other than
Alicia Cuthbert.
Yes.
Who I felt like some people in my room had to do an acting challenge, but I was genuinely...
She's a big deal.
I was elated.
Yeah,
I was so excited. And about 6 months prior, I had worked with her on Goons 2. I was our editor Anthony got really excited. I was the assistant makeup artist, like daily, for Stephen Lynch, who was the primary makeup artist. I did a daily there with Sean William Scott and Alicia Cuthbert, who were the main cast, and it was and it was in...
It's your turn for the acting challenge.
Yeah. And it was in it was the middle of Pride, and I had these like long acrylic nails on because
of course you did.
Because I had to have the nails for the fantasy, right? Yes. So I had these nails on, and she told me my nails were pretty, but I don't think she ever remembered that moment, that like it was a full circle moment for me, but I don't think Alicia would have remembered.
And your transformation, I've always said this, your transformation into drag is so different that I just think you're just this beautiful little girl on stage.
Thank
didn't
you.
know.
I was
She
just
didn't
this skinny little bald man in her dressing room with these long purple nails, and then I was just this skinny little scared drag queen in front of her on Canada's Drag Race. But if I ever run into her, I would want to tell her that story. Just be like, we had a cute little full circle moment.
Be like, I know you well.
I know, but I was so excited for Miss Alicia.
Yeah, she was fun. I felt like it's a hard slot to fill.
Yes.
Like anyone standing there and being like, and may the best woman win. It's like, that's Rue's line.
It's Rue's line, and I feel like it should have been Brooke. And I feel like Brooke is talented enough, and Brooke is qualified enough to do it. And
but even this season, I feel like she's blossomed into her role more and more each season.
Yes,
we're so used to seeing her on the heels of season 4. She looks amazing. She looks so better than ever is what I'm trying to say. She looks better than ever.
She looks incredible.
This first season, she's a little more.
I think
listen. she had. I don't think she did much. They didn't give her as much of a budget or something, and she learned on the fly.
She did. Now I'm a huge Brooklyn fan, so like I'm a Brooklyn fan.
I am too,
to the end. You know, like she's one of my favorite drag queens ever. Love her so much. So like for me, I really enjoyed all her looks. But I think it's because I enjoy her like general aesthetic.
I felt like she was like a preteen, an ingenue this season.
Looking back,
she's now a woman.
Yes, looking back, they're not as strong.
No, they're
looking
just not.
Back, not at all. But like that episode 1, like that outfit she was wearing, I was just like, I would kill to wear that. Like, give me that outfit. You know, like I wanted it.
But I don't even mean looks. I mean energy on camera, like the hosting of it all. Like, I feel like she plays a little. She's almost like she's just getting her sea legs.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the looks.
I just love seeing imperfections on Brooke because she's so perfect.
She's so perfect that I like. I want to see her crack a little.
Bank them. I'm like, see, we're all human too. So this is part of the guest hosting thing. It was like almost like Brooke's there as the queen in house in residence, and then later seasons we get to see her flourish. So
I guess, but I was still salty.
I
was salty. I wanted her to be the main one.
Saltina Cracker.
Saltina or Saltina Shaker from Ottawa.
Going to Ottawa tomorrow. Tour life. But we got to get into it. We got to dive in. So do we like standouts from the runway? We're going to glaze over it a little bit because we've had so much to cover this episode, it being the premiere.
So I feel like we don't need to talk about each one of the girls, but like definitely the standouts for me were like Kiara dressed in that the almost like a scarecrow outfit. She should have been in the top 100%. Big fan of. I really did like Scarlett's, that like kind of cowboy outfit.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, it was super cute. I really enjoyed that one. What about you?
Starzy.
Okay, yeah, we have to talk about that.
Hers looked like a TNA puffer jacket.
It did.
Limited edition.
It did.
For the Olympics. Like it literally looked like it was from a shopping center.
And it was incredibly well made, but I need people to look up. Her hair and makeup was horrible. It was so bad. I love you, Starzy. I love you, Starzy, so much. You are my sister, but we need to call a spade a spade. The hair and makeup were very bad, and I don't think that the construction is going to make up for this weird bob she had on,
right?
And the kind of like makeup that she really quickly did. She can do her makeup. She's got great makeup, but it's just like, why did she do that?
It's hard. There are some time constraints.
There are, and I think she might have struggled, and I
Yeah.
think she almost relied on the construction of the look. But for me, it's just like, okay, well, we really got it. Like, what is happening on your head right now? Like, what is happening with this red strange bob?
I just was so impressed that it was a puffer. It was filled.
Oh no!
Like,
It was,
I was like, oh my
if
God,
we're
you
talking
made that
construction wise, design, it was the best thing on the runway.
Right?
You
just wanted that full fantasy.
But I wanted the full fantasy. I wanted everything. And even underneath the coat, like I was kind of like, what's underneath the coat? Like, but it's like I understand the coat.
It's a reveal.
So
what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Whatever.
What's happening?
You know, but I get it. I get the anger.
I think people popped off too online because I think
also behind the scenes, Starzy was very mad.
Oh, cool.
She's very mad.
Wow, she is a pageant queen.
She was not happy.
She's very stoic then on stage. I feel
there was a lot of yelling. There was a lot of anger, but they never aired any of that.
Funny.
She was very mad. She was very mad.
I would be too. That was a lot of work.
Yeah, she was very upset. But
she should. And then you walked out in your
I walked out in something.
A crop top and a little.
I walked out in fabric.
Boxed or a very short skirt with a slit on the side.
What does Tia Coffee say? I'm wearing fabric.
Yes. It is.
It is
constructed.
It is constructed, and it is on my body.
On my body. It is here.
It is here. It is
queer.
on.
Yes.
So yes, that is what I had constructed, if you could call it that.
How did you feel hitting that runway the first time?
So I felt like dog shit. Something that actually happened was my skirt had fallen off.
Okay.
And I had a big panic, being like, you can't let me go out on stage with no dress. Like, I have to have this on.
It split. The glue
lifted and let go, and it fell off. So like, and a lot of the times people, like, one of the rules is, if it isn't, like, once it is on your body, it is on your body. If something falls off, it falls off, and
it falls off. That's life.
Off. It's done.
That's reality TV. This is really.
But those are the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Right. The rules of the thing is, like, if it falls off, it falls off. That part is no longer part of your outfit. And I was like, I physically.
If you didn't have the skirt,
I would have been naked from the chest down. You know,
crazy.
I would have looked insane.
Yeah.
So I like freaked out, and I was just like I have to put this back on. Like, you can't let me go out on this. So they were like, okay, and they just like kind of helped me put it back on.
They whispered, they're like, she's going home anyways.
Yeah, she's fucking leaving anyways. So I was like, just give her this moment, you know.
Don't have her walk out with her crotch.
Jesus Christ! I will say my crotch did have little. It had more mirrors on it.
Ouch!
I vajazzled.
Oh, wow, the level of detail.
Wow. Yeah, you saw. I actually showed the
Jeffrey,
judges. I showed the judges. They never showed that on camera. I went, oop. I was vajazzled.
And just like that was your strut on the runway
with my disco purse, which everybody liked to tell me you can't wear a disco ball as a purse, and I said, "Can you?"
Watch me, darling.
And I walked out with my disco purse. If I ever went back, I would come with a disco ball purse. I would have to.
Obsessed.
Be like, disco ball purse.
Yeah, but really elevated. Like,
no, just a disco ball.
Oh, okay.
On a string.
Always bettering ourselves, I see.
Okay, but yeah.
So that was that.
So other standards. Oh, what are your thoughts? Okay, so let's talk about the tops and the bottoms. What are your thoughts on the tops and the bottoms? So Rita is the winner. So Rita won in basically just a thrown together pillowcase and cheese curds in a coat.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. It's just like Rita had a very well constructed coat, but underneath with this god awful pillowcase of a dress.
It was simple.
It was
very simple.
It was bad. I love my sister. Rita, I love you. It was bad. You know, as someone who was wearing something bad, you know, it was bad.
The tops and bottoms of this week began the thoughts, am I being gaslit?
Am I being punked?
Am I being punked this season? Because what I'm seeing on TV versus what the queens are getting as their feedback, like something wasn't matching. I felt like I was missing something.
Now, what do you think about Boa being in the top? Because Boa was just kind of glued together ribbon on a corset with some, but I think it was her presentation that brought her in the top, as how funny she was.
There's something about season one where everyone was learning that, you know, what makes a strong runway. I think presentation for her for the first couple weeks really helped her out.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, oh my God, personality. And like,
yeah.
This is making the energy so high and fun on the runway. And then you start to realize, oh, let's actually look at the look, though.
Yeah, let's look at the look.
Let's
actually look at the look. For those of you who are watching on YouTube or something, let's look at the look. And then let's look at season 1, episode 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race. And they look exactly the same. Pork Chop and Boa in this episode are wearing almost the exact same things.
Wow.
I am just saying.
It should have been her.
I'm just saying.
It should have been her.
I'm not saying it should have been, but I'm just saying.
I feel like you are.
Those two look the same.
I feel like you are.
I'm just saying.
She's just saying.
I'm just saying that there is a similarity in the look. You know? I'm just saying.
Food for thought.
I love Boa. I love her so much. She's gonna be like, she'll call me "fuck you, bitch."
Oh my God. Yeah, years later.
Yeah.
But those are the runways.
Those are the runways.
And then and then who else? So we did tops, we did bottoms.
We talked about, we have Kyne with the attitude problem. Kyne's coming in with the attitude problem.
Not taking feedback.
Taking feedback. Funny thing that happened backstage, I walked up to Kyne and I said, "Hey Kyne, do you think my outfit is it okay to make it through?" And she went, "I'll tell you if you're here next week."
Ooh.
It's the cuntiest thing. And looking back, I live.
That makes me kind of kind more.
I lived. At the time, I was
so funny.
I was like, "Oh my God, you bitch." But looking back, I was like, "I live, bitch." You know? So Kyne did have a bit of an attitude problem, and I get it, but she was just playing up that housewifey vibe on TV. I'll never fault her for it. I thought it was great.
No,
I was
for sure.
have your moment, diva.
Have your moment.
have your moment, take advantage, be the villain, and
Yeah.
it's because that's the TV we want.
Yeah.
You know? So I was just like, have it. But she got ravaged online.
Speaking of having a moment,
Oh.
Juice had her moment on this episode.
Can we get Juice some water, please?
Yeah, don't panic.
Juice was having a panic attack on stage when we got to her critiques.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was cold in there. You were freezing.
I was cold. I was
You were
freezing. I
overwhelmed.
hadn't eaten anything that day.
For $1 a day.
For $1 a day, you can help a panic attack stricken drag queen. Yeah, I mean, there's not much. I feel like I've talked it to death.
I know.
You know, but it's just like, yeah, I had a panic attack. People have panic attacks. I went through it. Then
How long was it? Did the edit feel similar to real, or was it? Like,
have you ever had a panic attack?
Not really. Not to the
Time
degree of
doesn't
that.
feel. You can't remember.
So it was really fast.
It could have been. It could
Ah,
have.
I
It could have taken a
see.
long time. I don't remember.
Right.
Because you're in that, and it's like basically it's like so the way that my anxiety works is my anxiety is rooted in death and dying.
Right.
So when I hit extremes, my mind thinks that I need to have this fight or flight mode.
Right.
Because it's like you are going to die and you
Yeah.
need to save yourself. So it shuts down, and I have this like adverse reaction. Mine are very like inward. I know a lot
Yeah.
of people thought I was faking it because I wasn't like screaming and crying and scratching at the walls. Cynthia Kiss, you bitch.
At the time, I did think she was being smart. I actually was thinking it was smart. That if she was going to go home, she was going to go home with a bang. I have since built a relationship with this person and believe her. I don't think it was fake. But I thought it was strategic. I thought you were being brilliant.
Thank you. It's a good way to say it.
Yes.
But no, so mine was very inward. So I was having this like very like inward sense of dread.
Okay.
And then I just had to work through it. And I had to, once I felt that like sense of like it passed, I was just like, okay, let's finish. But
so did you feel flashbacks to art
no,
school?
I was great at critiques.
Oh, okay.
No, it was it brought it literally. I thought I was dying. I was so cold and I hadn't eaten, and then I was wearing this awful outfit, and I was and I thought I saw my dreams crumbling in front of me because like you could kind of sense when they're sense when they're ready to send you home.
You can feel when they don't like something when you walk out on the runway.
You can feel it in the room, like I'm going home.
But
you
even
know?
during the runway presentation, like if they
You
don't
know.
vibe, they don't give you anything.
Yeah, you know when
worst
it's
feeling
gonna
in the
happen.
world.
Yeah, it's the worst. So
Yeah.
you know you can sense it. So I just freaked out, but I went through it. I felt good. I obviously like could not stop crying for the rest of the time.
But for our segment, what mean thing did Jeffrey Boyer Chapman say?
Yes, this is a new segment that we're going to be doing for the this is a new segment that we will be doing for the podcast this season. Disclaimer, we love Jeffrey. This is just out of jest. It's because Jeffrey was very popularly kind of roasted for being a little bit mean.
Oh yeah,
this season.
First
So-
season ever, a judge got the villain edit.
Yes, we got the judge with the villain edit, which was, I mean, great for the girls because we all looked like angels. But Jeffrey really got roasted. And like, was that a little bit of racism? 100%. Was that a little bit of just needing somebody to hate? 100%. Did he also say things that were completely off the cuff? 100%. So like, it's kind of one of those things where everything is true about what had happened. And Jeffrey had recently come out with an article saying that he was fed most of those lines through an earpiece. So who's to know if the mean thing that Jeffrey said was something that Jeffrey said or something that he was fed to him. So this is just supposed to be in jest. This is just supposed to be fun. But what mean thing did Jeffrey say this episode? Shake and go.
Something
wig.
I can't remember what he said.
Let's get the
direct
quote.
What mean thing did Jeffrey say
this week?
Your wig.
No. There was just nothing I liked about it. The wig was a shake and go, and it was unfinished
and unpolished.
He said a little bit more, but we can only fit so much into
words.
this.
Yeah.
So
Brooke also called you a broken down
Wilma Flintstone. Yes, love that. Thank you so much, Brooke.
Nice.
Yes.
Isn't it just so awesome to put a lot of work into something and then everyone shit on it?
Well, I wouldn't say a lot of work. I would say a lot of hot glue and a lot of CDs.
I mean, you get in there, like you getting all the way to Drag Race, and then it's like everything is crumbling,
and then everyone's like
those CDs on your skirt.
It's almost like they sat me down and said, "You should quit."
Yes,
they were rough. The judging on this one was rough boots.
Yeah.
So, but they learned. Season 2, they got a little nicer, and now I think they're in the good groove.
Yes, because on season 2 there was like nothing feisty, and you almost wanted more.
Yeah, but on mine they were
No.
feisty.
Feisty. So you knew you were in the bottom.
Yeah.
You found out. You could feel it. You were in that room too. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, I knew. Like,
you were listening to the iPod.
It wasn't a surprise. We thought it would either be me and Kine or me and Lemon. I was hoping it would be me and Kine because I would have won.
Yeah.
There's no way. I love you,
Lemon's
Kine.
weaponizing her degree. Her
Yeah,
Bachelor's
Lemon
of
had to
Arts.
weaponize her. I think it's because me and Lemon were really close. We
Yeah.
were at the same table. We were making friends. We were having fun. She was very big in her confessionals about how amazing of a dancer she was.
Yes.
So it kind of just felt like narration wise, it would make sense. And also, like, why would you get rid of the villain episode 1?
Yeah.
You know? So me and Lemon,
Yep.
which is a bummer because like she was my closest friend.
I
Like
know.
she was the one I got closest to the fastest.
Yeah.
So, which like now I'm thinking like if I would have stayed, would it have been me, Lemon, and Pri?
I always felt like, and this is no shade, it would have been either you or Lemon. Like
if Lemon went home, Pri would have latched onto one of us.
yes. Like I feel like you both have like a similar energy about you, and that's why you're so compatible.
Yeah.
But from a cast perspective, I feel like it was almost like which lovable
Which lovable
white
blonde
twink
will
is
stay?
gonna survive.
Now for best, but I don't think if I would have stayed, I don't think me and Pri would have gotten close because me and Pri were part of the Spice Queens, and me and Priyanka, where we're very good at working together, it's because we have fought so much. We have fought so much. So we're really good at knowing each other's boundaries,
Right.
but we're really good at pushing each other's buttons.
I see.
So me and Pri are really good at like knowing when to back off of each other,
Mm-hmm.
but we had to have like full blown like in public sit down discussions about our relationship because we would fight that much.
I'm doing my nodding head.
Nodding head. So that's why I'm
Knowing
just
smile.
like I feel like if I would have stayed, I don't know if it would have been the besties that you think it might have been.
And we would have never got that come through song.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
So-
happy with the way that life has gone through because don't even have to ask for it for me to get it.
No, remember we have to ask a lot.
I know, but when
We
you see my
do.
ass in this, I charge credit.
Wait, so now do we have the segment Where Are They Now?
Well, yeah. So I get sent home. Goodbye, and then we go into
choose.
our next segment, which is
Where are they now?
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle noise, twinkle noise,
Tickle balls.
tickle, tickle balls, tickle noise. We're with fingernails.
It's right here.
So now we're going to go into every week. We're going to kind of talk about where the girls are post show 4 years later. And I've been eliminated. So here I am post show 4 years later.
Canadian pork chop.
Canadian pork chop. And I've been able to travel the country. I was able to start this podcast with Cynthia Kiss. I have an incredibly successful Twitch channel. I kind of fell into that like gaming podcaster sort of vibe, which has been great.
Digital media
And stuff. So like that's kind of where I took juice from there, and it's been great, you know. I feel really happy. Me and my husband bought a house and we live in a cute little small town, and
It's how we're filming this right now.
it's how we're filming this right now. And without Drag Race, that would have never happened.
Really?
I'm so serious. I would have never been able to afford the down payment. I would have never been able
Wow.
to work at the caliber that I need to like to keep, you know, my head afloat. So like, because you can only make so much money like hawking for dollars as like a local girl if you wanted to like save up to be able to buy a home, right? So it is
that
harder.
down payment.
The down payment, babe.
God-forsaken down payment.
That down payment's real hard to get, and without that first year of Drag Race, I wouldn't have been able to have made that money.
That's so cool.
To be able to do it. So like I still will talk to Mike Bickerton. Mike Bickerton is
Yeah.
the main producer for season 1. It is now Trevor Boris, but
Yeah.
Mike Bickerton's much. I'll still message him.
I was like, whoa.
I found my words a little bit there, but but I'll still message Michael and I'll like let him know that it's like I'll be like without
Michael, still in my house.
still in my house, but with that like I'll be like, but without you I wouldn't have been able to have the life that I have. So like thank you so much for, you know, changing, you know, the trajectory of my life.
Yeah.
You know, so it's crazy.
No, totally.
I'm always very thankful for Canada's Drag Race.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always said this. You took your platform from the show and ran with it. Yeah. It's not easy to go home first season, first episode. It's like we didn't get enough of you. It was actually very hard to watch when we were rewatching for this series for YouTube because I know you so much more intimately now. Like the first time I was a fan, now I'm a friend. And that is so much harder to watch. I was like, oh, like I felt like I got shot. Yeah. You know? Like, and then even seeing this,
It's rough. Sorry, I put the mic down low.
It is rough to even see your promo outfit, like these floods of memories that are coming back in. It's very special to see, but you should be very proud of yourself where you're at today. You know,
I cry.
Yeah. You're like, I am proud.
I'm proud of myself. I have that confessional moment again.
I was going to say.
No, I am. And I feel really good. And, you know, without Drag Race, we wouldn't be sitting here today. So
Like literally, there's no way we would know each other.
no. Well, no,
No.
we did meet before. We did It's Just Drag Together, and I tried to buy your dress.
Sorry, I guess not no, but there
But,
would
like,
be no way, no reason
There's
we would
no
like,
relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we wouldn't
no.
be as, you wouldn't
No.
hear from me weekly.
Oh, no.
I talk to you more than like so many people.
I know. Cynthia, it's just Cynthia being like, hey, Jews, so can we have a meeting from 2 till 5 on Wednesday?
Lies. I get her for 90 minutes tops. Tops.
Yeah.
Tops.
We'll
I
get that
know
90
her, I
minute.
know her limit.
Yeah, 90 minutes. And I'm like, okay, well, I really got to like cook food. So
Max an hour and a half.
90 minutes is a long meeting.
Max. Honey, I'm from corporate. I can handle it. I'll show you my PowerPoint slides
We
any
did
day.
it. We've done a 3-hour one before. We have.
Yes, probably.
Yes.
So aside from meetings, killing it.
Killing
Just
it.
Absolutely killing it.
Thank you so
and
much.
this is our first episode of our YouTube series.
It is.
So
And
fun.
with that, if you are a listener at home, thank you so much for listening.
You're missing out on some looks.
You're missing out on some looks, but if you're listening to this, that's great.
Yes.
We love that. And Cynthia is going to let you know where you can find us on our socials.
Oh my goodness, you can find us on Instagram at Semi-Qualified Queens Pod. I'm on Instagram, it's just Cynthia Kiss. She's on Instagram, Juicebox Official. On Twitter, it's at SQQ Pod, POD. And then our Gmail is Semi-Qualified Queens Gmail.
Semi-Qualified Queen Pod at
Pod
gmail.com. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I was doing pretty good.
We really, really appreciate you guys tuning in this week. We are going to be back next week with episode 2 of season 1 of Canada's Drag Race on our season 1 rewind for Semi-Qualified Queens. We'll see you next week.
Make sure you subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Subscribe. Put a little review.
Notification bell.
Ding.
Because we're coming out every week.
Coming out every week. This is a podcast, but this is also
A visual treat.
a visual treat. And if you want, you can also sign up for our Patreon so you can see these just a little bit ahead of time. So we will chat with you guys later, and bye.
Oh my God, we should include the de-dragging for the Patreon.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing dragging.
I'll do it. I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, she can do that. No one needs to see me de-dragging. But we will chat with you guys later, and see you next week. Bye.
Mwah.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network. Sonar!